What's up guys, my name's TechnoTuner and today I'm bringing to you my Lunalight deck profile. This deck has a lot of capabilities of playing through a lot of different boards while also establishing a board presence, whether it be through Lunalight Liger Dancer, where you can actually nuke your opponent's board, or setting up Baguska with Perfume Dancer. There's a lot of capabilities in which you can move forward with this deck. I will state that one weakness to this deck is being drolled on your first normal summon and search, which can hinder you a lot in your plays. However, this deck has a lot of capabilities of being able to play around that and work through different boards. So, let's go ahead and hop right into this deck profile and take a look at what we're running. First off, we're running our main starter, which is 3 Lunalight Gold Leo. This card basically allows us to add one card, then discard one card, which can, well, add a Lunalight monster, then discard one card. It'll then allow us to trigger any Lunalight card effect, because most of them have discard effects, or they have graveyard effects. So if we discard a Perfume, and we already have a monster in the graveyard, we can use that Perfume to banish itself and add another card by discarding another card that we added. There's a lot of capabilities for this deck to even further grow, while being able to play using Lunalight Gold Leo. Gold Leo also has the effect of, while this card is in your monster zone, even during the damage step, you can target one monster that was sent to the graveyard. If a Lunalight monster is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of them, add to your hand. You can only use each effect of Lunalight Gold Leo once per turn. Sorry, did not mean to butcher that, but basically, if a Lunalight card is sent to the graveyard while this card is on the field, you can take the chance and add it back to your hand if you would like. You will have a slight chance of encountering Call by the Grave, Ghost Spell, all that stuff, but it is a good possibility of and good way of getting your resources back from your graveyard to your hand if you so happen to need them. Next, I played 2 Lunalight Black Sheep. This card is really nuts for the deck because you can discard it and either add a Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand except Black Sheep, or add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. The other effect of it is, if it's used as a fusion summon, you can target one Lunalight monster that's face up in your Pendulum extra deck, or one Lunalight monster in your graveyard and add it from your graveyard to your hand. It's very helpful for getting you those resources that you may need for the longer game. Next is the Spell and Trap Negate, which is 2 Lunalight Silverhound. Silverhound can help you get through a lot of plays by being able to banish it and a fusion monster from your graveyard and be able to negate the Spell and Trap activation. The other thing is, if this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck except Lunalight Silverhound, but you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Lunalight monsters while that face-up monster is on the field. It's very easy to get around, it does help you extend, and there's a lot of other capabilities in which you can play using this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one, which is Lunalight Tiger. Lunalight Tiger is very helpful because it is our Pendulum Zone. We can place it in the Pendulum Zone, use its Pendulum effect, which allows us to target one Lunalight monster in our graveyard, special summon it. It cannot attack, its effects are negated, and it's also destroyed during the end phase. But we do not care about that, because the fact still remains, we still have a body that's on the board that we can reuse for fusion summoning, link summoning, etc. It's very helpful. It's also a level 3, so it is a very helpful normal summon target. Because if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this could be a fusion summon monster that's not Liger Dancer and anything like that. Next up, we have 2 Lunalight Kaleido Chick. This card is insane for this deck because you basically can send a card from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Its name becomes that while face up on the field, which can help you through a lot of your actual combos. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one polymerization in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of Kaleido Chick once per turn. If this card is banished, which you can do through certain effects, you can activate this effect this turn. Your opponent's cards cannot be activated during this battle phase. Their effects also cannot be activated as well, which is very helpful for keeping a board state going. Next, we play 1 Lunalight Wolf. This is our Pendulum Zone monster that we use to fuse from the graveyard because it will allow us to fusion summon a Lunalight fusion monster from our extra deck by banishing materials from our field or graveyard, which can help us get around some really tough items. So if we have no materials on board, but we still need to get a fusion monster on board like Liger Dancer, we can still use Lunalight Wolf effect to do so. The other thing is, with the Tiger and Wolf, we can special summon everything that's level 2 through 4 for our Pendulum Summon. That Pendulum Summon also cannot be negated because you cannot Pendulum Summon monsters except Lunalight monsters. This effect can't be negated, which is very helpful. Next, Lunalight Emerald Bird. Emerald Bird is very helpful because it turns any dead Lunalight monster you have in hand. So if you get started with 2 Silverhound, Lunalight Emerald Bird allows you to discard 1 Lunalight monster and draw 1 card. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you target 1 level 4 or lower Lunalight monster that is banished in your graveyard and special summon defense position but negates effects. So this is also an extender that can help you further combo up in your board state. Next, we have 1 Lunalight Yellow Marten. If this card is in your hand, you cannot target 1 Lunalight card you control, or you could target 1 Lunalight card you control, except Yellow Marten. Return it to the hand. If you do, special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can add 1 Lunalight spell or trap from your deck to your hand. This card comes in handy because you can bounce back Masquerade to your hand to special summon it, which can allow you to get another material on board to make a rank 4, a link 2, etc. It does help with the combo a lot, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can get a Perfume or the Masquerade. That's all for the actual Lunalight monsters of the deck. However, I do play 1 supplemental card, which is Tri-Brigade Fractal. This card is basically a free send of any of the Lunalight monsters that you want from your deck to the grave just to trigger their effects. It also turns into a free Link 2 or Link 4 based on what you're looking to do with Fractal being on board, because you can banish the Lunalight monsters that you don't need or don't want to see from your graveyard to then link summon further up into your links so it can help you further extend into your board state. That's all I have for the actual main deck monsters that are not hand traps. Speaking of hand traps, though, we'll go ahead and hop right on into those, which we'll be starting here in a second, because I can't pick up the cards, apparently. So, for the hand traps, I do play 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Droll Lockbird. These cards are very helpful because Droll Lockbird is basically a shutdown for most decks, and Ash Blossom is a really good negate at this point in time for adding any cards from your deck to your hand or special summoning from the deck. So it can stop mirror matches and help you further establish board states if you need to play through certain interruptions. On to the spells. So for the spells, we're playing a lot of we're playing a decent hand of Lunalight cards. For example, we're playing 3 Lunalight Masquerade. This card is really insane unto itself because during your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can send a Lunalight monster from deck to the graveyard to activate as cost. Or excuse me, not as cost. You can send 1 Lunalight monster from your deck to the graveyard and then trigger off a Lunalight card effect. If you fusion summon a Lunalight monster, you can add 1 Polymerization from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Then you can discard 1 card. And if you do, if you fusion summon a Lunalight monster this turn, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as material. This card helps you get through a lot of your board breaking issues, such as, well, I can't actually banish the Leo Dancer for Liger, I can't do this, I can't go into a fusion summon because I don't have enough monsters on board. This card opens up a lot, so you can use that third material you need for a Liger Dancer or a Saber Dancer. It helps trigger so many different effects. Next, I play 2 Lunalight Perfume. You can target 1 Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can also banish this card from your graveyard, then discard a card and add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand. So while also being a actual monster reborn for a Lunalight monster, it also turns into, let me send a Lunalight monster from my hand to trigger its effect, while also being able to add a Lunalight monster that I need in my hand to normal summon or special summon. That really helps with the actual combo of the deck and keeps your combo flowing. As for fusions, I play one Polymerization and one Lunalight Fusion. Lunalight Fusion basically becomes a Shaddoll Fusion if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, because it allows you to use one Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck as fusion material, which can help you out a lot in the later game, especially if you're going second. That's all for the actual main Lunalight monsters that I play for, or well, not monsters, but Lunalight spells that I play for the deck. However, I do play 3 starters which I can use to bait out an Ash, which is Fire Formation Tenki. This card allows you to add a level 4 or lower Beast Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, and it's great Ash target, just to bait that. If they let you go through with it, they usually don't have the interaction, or they don't want you to go ahead and trigger it. So that is, well, if they don't have it, they're just out of luck. It just gives you another search and another add, but if they do stop it, that's a one way to tell or bait your opponent into playing into their Ash. Next, we have 3 Forbidden Droplet. This card is really helpful in basically negating troublesome card effects on board that you're dealing with. Also being able to have your opponent's attack, which can help you a lot for doing more damage. It's also a quick play, so if you need to, you can use it during your opponent's turn, which can help out a lot. Next, I run 2 Foolish Burial of Goods, which allows us to send the Lunalight Perfume if we need to, or the Serenade Dance, which when we get to the traps, I'll discuss more. I play 1 Foolish Burial because it lets us trigger off another Lunalight card effect. That's a monster. And then 1 Call by the Grave if I need to get one Lunalight card or an effect going that I want to keep rolling with. Alright. Up next, let's go ahead and take a look at our traps for the final part of the actual deck. For this, I do play 3 Infinite Impermanence, which is a really good hand trap, and then the 1 Lunalight Serenade Dance. This card is really insane for its banish effect in the graveyard, because during the main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck. So, you can special summon Gold Leo with this effect to trigger Gold Leo effect, but you can also discard a card such as Silverhound to further trigger Silverhound's effect on resolution. So you can chain block Gold Leo or Silverhound depending on how you want to go about it. Either way, you can still get further up the chain in the combo with this card being sent to the graveyard and then banished, which can help a lot. The other effect of it for when a fusion summon monster is fusion summon to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters and apply the effects in sequence. Special summon a Lunalight token, Beast Warrior, Dark, level 4, attack 2000, defense 2000 to your opponent's field. That target gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls, even if this card leaves the field. So this gives you a permanent attack gain and allows you to give your opponent a token just so you have a capability of swinging for more damage. It helps a lot. All right. Well, that's all I have for the main deck. Let's go ahead and hop right into the extra. For the extra deck, I'm running 2 Lunalight Perfume Dancer. It takes 2 Lunalight monsters, which is very helpful. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add 1 Lunalight Perfume from your deck to your hand. You can target 1 Lunalight card you control, return it to the hand or extra deck, then special summon a Lunalight monster from your hand. You can also banish this card from your graveyard. This turn, all monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to their original defense, which can help you get over some really big beefy boards, or being able just to play around different issues that you may see when you're going through your combo. The main thing is that you're using this to get your perfume so you can revive a monster to combo up further. Next, I play the 1 Lunalight Cat Dancer. This card is really nuts because it is a great burn card for time if you need to. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Once returned during the main phase, 1, you contribute 1 other Lunalight monsters for the rest of its turn. The first time a monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls, twice each, this turn. If this card declares an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent, which can come up very handy in time if you need to, or if you're stuck in battle phase and you're just looking for that extra damage to finalize the win, this card can help a lot. Next, I play 1 Lunalight Saber Dancer. This card is exactly what the deck needs and is Great if you were stuck without any way of further comboing up, and you're only stuck with 3 Lunalight monsters. Must be fusion summoned, gains 200 attack for each beast warrior monster in the graveyard or banished. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects during your main phase, except the turn that it was sent to the graveyard. You can banish, during your main phase, except this turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one fusion monster you control. It gains 3,000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only use the effect of Lunalight Saber Dancer once per turn. It's really helpful that this card cannot be targeted by card effects, but also it gets really big, especially if you're in the mirror match, to beat over Liger Dancer and other monsters just to further establish your board presence. It does gain 200 attack for each beast warrior that is in the graveyard or banished, so that does come up when you're going in a mirror match. Next, I play 1 Guardian Chimera. This card is just helpful if you're looking to pop a card or 2 on your opponent's side, or draw 2 if you need to, just using monsters from your hand and field, because you don't have really any other continuous plays to further your board state. It's also a 3300 beater that cannot be targeted with card effects if polymerization is in your graveyard, so that helps a lot. Next, I play 2 Lunalight Leo. Lunalight Leo is just here for the board state because we're going to be sending it to the graveyard off a Kaleido Chick effect or other effects, just so we can get it in the graveyard for banish material for either a Lunalight Wolf or Silver Wolf or a Lunalight Liger fusion summon. Lunalight Liger does require that we use a Leo Dancer plus 3 other Lunalight monsters, which can be very helpful because we can use this effect to our advantage. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials, unaffected by card effects except Lunalight cards. You can make a second attack during the battle phase. Once per turn, quick effect. You can send 1 Lunalight monster from your deck, your extra deck to the graveyard, then destroy all your opponent's special summon monsters. This card is basically your board nuke for special summon monsters on your opponent's board to allow you to further clear their board and then do more damage. Just perfectly fine. Is also a tower, so cannot be affected by other things outside of Lunalight monsters or Lunalight card effects, which is very helpful because that turns Saber Dancer that's in the graveyard into a way to turn this into a 6800 beater. Next, we do play 3 Xyz monsters, which are Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King, number 41 Baguska the Terribly Tired Tapir, and 1 Tornado Dragon. This is basically our way into Tenki, just so we can further play around those hand traps and get stuff rolling. But it also allows us to negate monsters currently on board that are effect monsters, except Beast Warriors until the end of my opponent's main turn. This card, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can send 3 Fire Formation spells you control to the graveyard. Special summon 2 level 4 or lower Beast Warrior monsters with the same attack from your deck in face up defense position. That effect never really triggers because we're going to be sending it off just to make either cross sheep or do other effects. Baguska is here in case we ever get drolled, because we can then just set up Baguska in defense position, buy us some more time to get us some more monsters to hand that we can utilize. Then finally, we play the 1 Tornado Dragon in case we go against any back row decks. We can detach a Lunalight monster from the actual deck to be able to, or not from the deck, but from the monster to trigger its effect in the graveyard, if we haven't already. Then, for the links, I play 3 interesting ones. One is Tri-Brigade Frigate, 1 Cross Sheep, and 1 Tri-Brigade Shreg. Frigate is basically another extender because it allows us to special summon a level 4 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from our hand to the field. Also, when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, we can then use its effect to draw 1 and then place 1 card we don't want in our hand on the bottom of the deck. But Frigate is basically an extender, allowing us to special summon a level 4 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster. It also does lock us to where we can only use those monsters to link summon. Luckily, Cross Sheep, our other link 2, is a beast. So, if a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you can also apply the following effects. We're mainly using the Fusion and Xyz ones where If we fusion summon to an arrow that Cross Sheep is pointing to, we revive a level 4 or lower monster from our graveyard to our board, which can help us further our combo and let us be able to fusion or trigger off effects. And if you exceed, you basically lower your opponent's attack by 700, which can allow you to do more damage the further you go. Then finally, there's Shureg. Shureg is basically a non-targeting banish when summoned, or if another beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster is special summoned to your field, which can help you basically board clear whenever you really need to. You can only use the effect once per turn, which isn't a problem. He's just a 3k good way to banish a monster that you don't want to deal with. The other thing is, if he's basically sent to the graveyard, you can add one beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster from your deck to the graveyard, whose level is less than or equal to the number of banished beast, beast warrior, and winged beast monsters you currently have. So this is a great way if you banish, say, off of Fractal, 4 monsters that you don't have any way of further continuing to go into Shureg. You can banish Shureg, add a level 4 from your deck to your hand once Shureg leaves the field. It helps a lot. But having that non-targetable banish is very beneficial for the late game. Outside of that, guys, that's all I really have. The one thing I will state that are some good targets if you're going against this deck is Drolling the Gold Leo. The other is Drolling the Gold Leo, Callbuying the Silver Hound, or Effect Veiling, not the Kaleido chick, but if you can also Ash the Fractal. That will basically shut down most of the combo lines for the deck with monster effects. The others that you can do is Ash the Lunalight Masquerade or Foolish Burial of Goods, just to prevent them to further continue their board building capabilities. It's just a great way of furthering your actual combo and staying alive against this deck. This deck has a real potential of taking regionals and even YCSs at this time because it can do so much damage with just so little resources. Outside of that, guys, I hope you did enjoy. I appreciate it. If you would go ahead and leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you like this kind of material, so that way I know what to continue on with. Outside of that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?